really where you finish off, at least on pay-per-view, or maybe on a little bit of television after that, with your career in the WWF as an active wrestler. Why was that the right time to step away?
I still love the business, but like I said, I was overdosing traveling. I financially I was set. I always invested in real estate. I bought properties from the age of 17. I started investing in real estate, so I financially I was set. Um, and at one point, I got back from a tour, and I was like ready to rip anybody's head off. And I said, "My wife's still quiet. I says, what's happening with you? I don't even recognize you anymore." And I said, "I don't recognize myself." And that I started thinking, and I said, "Why am I still doing this?" This was we finished in November of '89, and this is April '89. I was thinking that, like, so we're talking 7 months before I quit. And I started thinking, and the next day I told my wife, I said, 50% chance I'll be finished by September, 99% I'll be finished before Christmas. I figured September because I like to go moose hunting, and it's towards the end of September. I said I'll retire, and then I'm heading up in the woods going hunting. And but finally, I didn't finish till then. And the thing is, I've never been an impulsive person. Sometimes somebody will be fed up and they just act on impulse. Oh, I'm fed up and I quit. Goodbye. I don't do that. I'll think it out. And sometimes you could go through a period. It could say, "Well, I'm fed up right now. I go to the airport and I'd feel nauseous getting to an airport. That's how bad it was. I get in a plane that just feels sick. I didn't want to be in a plane anymore. We're flying 300,000 miles a year. That's one free ticket every 10 days average. Back in frequent flyer miles, every 10,000 miles, they give you a ticket. I was getting a free ticket every 10 days. I couldn't handle it anymore. So basically, I told my brother, I said, "I'm tired of this." And he was ready to quit. He says, "We quit now." I said, "No, I'm going to give myself." My brother's a little more impulsive than I am. I said, "No, let's think it out." I said, "This might just be a phase we're going through. Could last 3 weeks, a month." And I said, "Oh, okay, we're over it." And we keep going. Um, I was going to give myself until the end of the summer. This is April, before making the full decision. So when we had SummerSlam '89, the next night we're doing TV, and that's where my decision was already made. I wanted to quit. But at that point, like I said, I didn't want to put Vince in that difficult position or an uncomfortable position to where we were being used very well. And all of a sudden, okay, bye, we're gone. Creates a hole in his business. I didn't want to do that. I appreciated what he had done for us. So the following day after SummerSlam '89, we're at TV, and my brother and I said we wanted to meet with Vince. So we sat with him, and he says, "What can I do for you guys?" And I said, "Vince," I said, "I just want to leave." Vince looked like, "What? Want to leave?" I said, we've discussed it. We've talked about it for a while, and it's not on impulse, and it's not, it's not." He says, "Give me a week. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse." I said, "Vince, that's not where I'm at anymore." I said, "You have to understand, when you're here, it's a wheel. You're in a grind and you go and you go and you go. You can't say, well, like now, I think they can take some time off at time, but back then that didn't exist. You're there or you're not. And I can't." I said, and I understand and respect it, but I said, that's the business. I don't want to be on that wheel anymore. I said, I just want to go home. I said, I want to ask you to respect that. So he says, "But give me a week. I'll give you." He says, "Guys," he says, "you're too young to leave." Yeah, I was 34 years old. I was going to leave and retire. And my brother was 29. He's 5 years younger than me. So 29, 34. He said, "I haven't even started what I want to do with you guys." I said, "Vince, if you would have told me this a year ago, I'd have been the happiest guy in the world." I said, "I'm not there anymore." And I said, I don't feel it. I don't feel it's fair to the fans if, see, also, yeah, I look at all the guys and the injuries they accumulate over the years, that the way it leaves you. And I said, and I had my share of injuries wrestling too. And I said, I don't think it's fair to the fans. If I'm willing to go out and give 95% of what I can do instead of 100%, I'm cheating them out. They're paying 100% of their ticket, and I'm only giving them 95% because I want to start being careful with it. I'm not being fair to them. And I said, I don't want to do that. But I said, I don't want to lead you down in an awkward position. I said, we're going to give you a 3-month notice. That's where we'll finish a Survivor Series in November. We're in August. We'll finish a Survivor Series. It was in Chicago. So I think it was, yeah, Chicago. So I said, well, that's where we'll finish up Survivor Series. But he says, still, just give me the week. And just give me the week. I said, okay, but Vince, I only have 2 words for you. And he said, he kind of looked at me, and I can sometimes get imagine what. I said, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everything. It's been great. And I said, I just want to go home. So he says, okay, just hear my offer in a week. I said, I'll do that. So we left at that. Pat told me after, he says, I need to find a way to make him stay, And that night, I went back to the hotel, and in my mind, it was set. We said, I'm going to finish with Survivor Series. And I went to bed. Every time I'd fall asleep, I'd have a nightmare. I'd be on the road in a dressing room again. I'd wake up sweating because in my dream, I thought I was going to wrestle anymore. I want to go home. And I was on the road again. Then I'd wake up. But, I was having nightmares over just thinking that he wanted to come up with an offer. When I got up the next morning, I called his office, spoke to his secretary, and I told her, I said, look, this is Ray Rougeau speaking. I said, I know Vince is going to come up with something. It's short. He wanted to make us tag team champions, wanted to push us. I mean, it was the world. I said, I know he's going to come up with something very generous. I said, tell him my mind's made up. Ask him to please respect that. I just wanted to go home. He didn't bother me. And then he told Pat, I need to find a way to keep him. About a month and a half later, Vince came up to me. Hey, Red, how would you like to do some commentating? I said, never thought about it. I've never been trained for this and that. But I said, what's the schedule? Yeah, it's the same thing. I'd rather wrestle, But he says, no, we tape every 3 weeks. So I'll have you come in once every 3 weeks. And basically, I'd go in studio once every 3 weeks. We'd record 3 shows. And then you go home. I said, okay. I said, that's a schedule I could live with. So I'll do 1 day of voiceovers off 3 weeks, So basically, I'm working 17 days a year. I said, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. I could try it. I started, and I enjoyed it. And eventually, he liked what I was doing. That implicated me more. Then I was flying to New York 1 day a week. Fly out in studio Thursday, then final, which was fine. Even at one point, I bought myself an airplane. I'd fly myself to New York every other week. So every 26, I've been a pilot for 39 years.
So Vince McMahon pretty much convinces you to stay based on travel scheduling, but then yet he still gets you to travel back and forth, getting your own airplane as well.